I have been like living at the studio lately. Not actually sleeping here. I go home at night. Don't worry. I still spend some time at home, but like I have just been here in the morning until night, like for the last 2 weeks or something like that. It's been wild. And the reason I've been doing that is because whenever I go away on a vacation, I always go nuts and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to try and like keep on top of things and just prepare for everything while I'm away. And that's what I've been doing. And I didn't think I was going to be able to prepare like I usually do just because circumstances have changed, but I feel like I've done a really good job of keeping on top of things. And while I'm away, there's pretty much a video that's going to be launched on this channel every single day. In fact, I think this video is coming out on August 31st. And I am filming it right now on August 24th, and I have videos ready to go all the way until this video launches, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. And you know, it's been a grind, but I think it's been awesome. I've had a lot of fun lately with working on specific city projects, and today in this video, I want to talk about some things that we're going to continue working on when I get back from my vacation. But that's going to feel like tomorrow in this video. That's what's trippy about getting ahead on YouTube. It's like, whoa, what? Okay, I'm making this video for the future, but technically the things I'm going to talk about in this video are happening in the very near future. It's pretty cool. It was funny though, because I had made like 2 different videos and I realized that I rendered them incorrectly, and I like had already deleted all of the files, so I had to like re-edit 2 of them, and they were like pretty labor-intensive edits. They were the ones involving the train yard, if you haven't seen that video, and also the Italian Riviera expansion. And I discovered that last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to re-edit both of those videos. But luckily for me, they were in my trash bin in the computer. I didn't empty my trash. So it's very fortunate because they were like fuzzy and I didn't realize it at first. But yeah, we worked on the Italian Riviera and I want to continue working on the island when we get back. One of my top priorities is getting the rock work all detailed. And then I also want to get the water all tiled off as well. And I wouldn't mind continuing to expand the Italian Riviera. I love the expansion and I want to continue doing so up here on the land toward the causeway. And I just want to start developing this island. The problem is though, the tiles sort of lock the plate down. So like we did all the underlying plate, and if I go ahead and tile it all off and I want to make changes like I had to make for the Italian Riviera where I had to remove a bunch of the underlying plate and I have tiles on top, well, it's going to make it even more difficult to change. So I've got to make sure that the water is correct based on what we want to do. For example, if you want to put buildings along here, then I'm going to have to change that water. So the tiles sort of lock it in place. Also, I think it was 28,000 tiles or something like that, and also a bunch of like brick that we ordered, like a ridiculous amount of brick for the other projects in the city. Those orders aren't expected to arrive probably till like late September. So at the end of this upcoming month here, or even into October. And there's not really ways to expedite that. So I can't really work on tiling this water until we get that. Although I probably have like 10,000 tiles here, so I could get a third of it done. Something I want to do over here is fix this. And I've also been meaning to replace all the dark blue with trans light blue, not in the deep sea area, but over here in the beach. I want to get rid of all of this. So when we upgrade all this here, we're also going to change that out. And also you'll see some dark blue in that strip right over there by the concrete walkway. I want to replace all that as well, just because, I don't know. I think it's good when it's on its own, but not when it's mixed in. It's supposed to represent deep water, but I don't think it works well. But I won't be changing all this because that looks pretty sweet. The other video that I had to re-edit again was the train yard one. Really happy with the progress we were able to make here. Still thinking about what other mini builds we need to make for this area and what we're gonna do in the surrounding area here, maybe more vegetation and stuff like that. Plus we have all of this space here beside the old train engine shed there. So I need to figure out what we're gonna do in that area as well. And it's funny because I made this video and it hasn't dropped yet, and I'm excited to show you what we made, or the progress that we've made here in this area. And I can't wait to read your comments and figure out what else we're gonna add here with your help. So that's gonna be cool. Countryside stuff, it's coming along, right? The biggest project in the countryside is, of course, the mountain. And that's one thing that I want to continue working on when I get back, like right away. So of course we started working on the base foundation for the base of the mountain, which starts to taper upward to the first tier. And I mentioned that I want to do the first layer all the way around. So we're going to run with that idea. And there's been a lot of great feedback in regard to this road here. A lot of people are saying, get rid of this road on this section, or make this a one-way road on this section here, on this side of the houses. So then this mountain can bulge out onto the road, or where the road currently is. I think that's a great idea. I'll have to make some sort of turnaround, or I guess if the road comes up there and goes around, I guess how you turn around is you pull into your driveway and you turn around. Maybe we just don't need this road at all. Maybe this road just comes to an end here and it ends over there. Like it doesn't have this corner, it just stops. We have a sidewalk there, but we get rid of this road, and then this mountain can actually bulge out onto there, giving it a more unique shape so it doesn't end up being a square. And this here is gonna go up steep, and we're gonna give it a unique shape like this here. So I think that's a good idea. I think we're gonna run with that. So it's one of the things that I gotta get going on right away. But once again, I'm not gonna have enough dark gray brick. I did order some just to supplement the mountain project for now, but I've got so many on order, I don't wanna continue to order more just because it doesn't make sense, because I got so many on the way. Now, one project that I had on my list to do before I leave on vacation, but clearly I didn't get it done, was to make food vendors for the amusement park. That was on my list for a long time. I was like, hey, we gotta get this done, gotta get this done, gotta get this done, ever since we started working on this area. Then we built the wall and the little tunnel over there, and we reintegrated the train station with the Starbucks over there. And what else did we do? Some other stuff, I think. I can't even remember. But I wanna build some food vendors within the platform coverings. Honestly, it's been on my list. I've just been going. I've been trying to get this stuff done, but I just didn't get around to doing that one. And I made some other content, you know, like the new releases and the Lego City overview and the Black Pearl preview. And it's funny because when you have a look at that type of content, making a Black Pearl preview or a preview of all the sets coming out in September, those obviously don't take as long to create as, say, creating 10 custom food vendors and putting them into the platform cover in there. That would be like a 1 or 2 day project. But when I'm going on vacation, I need to say, okay, what's going to be better here? Is it going to be better to sit down for a whole day or two to make the food vendors and launch one video while I'm away? Or am I going to try and crush out these other videos so that I can provide you with more content that's diversified like my channel always does while I'm away on vacation? Because if I were just to do the food vendors, well, then it would just be food vendors, but then there would be no videos for like 4 to 5 days. And it's like, okay, well, I need to, you know, I need to call that shot. And I also like making news videos and sharing my excitement for the Black Pearl, because the Black Pearl is going to be insane. And I like having a look at the September Lego sets with you before September, because it's a way that I view the sets as well, and sort of dive into the price and the piece count and all that. And then I also like doing Lego City overviews just because it's a good way to share the progress. So that's why I always say our channel here is quite diversified. It's not going to be 100% custom building and mocks all the time. It's more so going to be like, oh, here's some new Lego sets that are coming out. Here's a reveal. Here's a review. And here is a custom mountain, and here's a custom train shed. Oh, and now we're upgrading the train yard, and oh, look at this, here's some custom buildings to expand the Italian Riviera. And you're like, what is going on here? There's no focus, I know. And then the next day it's like, hey, we got more boats, we build a boat display over here. That's another thing that we were producing for when we're away on our holiday. And then it's like, oh yeah, well then we also moved all these sets around in a different video, and also created a new sports display and reviewed those. And the Willy Wonka, we reviewed that and placed it. And it's like, holy cow, we did so much stuff in preparation for going away on our vacation. But it's been a lot of fun doing it all, right? It's been awesome. Another thing when I get back is I've got a bunch of reviews and embargoes and stuff like that, and some of them are like pretty big, so I can't really spend all my time when I get back on building the mountain and the food vendors and stuff like that, just because I have other things that I need to allocate my time to. And unfortunately, because of that, for example, on the day that I built and reviewed the Willy Wonka, I also built and reviewed the Slam Dunk sets and changed up this room, which is insane that we got all that done in one day. And made those videos and uploaded them, right? So we got so much done in that one day, but unfortunately sometimes that will take away the time that I have to research every single little detail about the sets. For example, when I was reviewing this set here, I accidentally called it the wrong room, when really it's the chocolate room, which is pretty obvious. I don't know how I made that mistake, but I also was like, what is this? And that's where Mike TV gets shrunken down. And I said, let me know, refresh me in the comment section, and whatever. I think I made 2 mistakes or something when reviewing it, just because I guess I accidentally didn't put the time into researching every single little detail. But it's just because that same day, it was a long day, I was doing this and this and this and this. And then after that day, we worked on the Italian Riviera all day to try and get those modules expanded done and get that video edited and uploaded. And then we worked on the train yard the next day. And it's just like, we're always moving on to the next. Whereas some other channels on YouTube might spend, well, they would for sure spend an entire day reviewing or making a video on reviewing the Willy Wonka set, or even 2 days, right? Whereas I'm like, boom, 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 doing so much stuff. Like I'm doing so much stuff every day. I'm here like 9 in the morning and I leave at like 8 at night. And what I do is I put my laptop in my passenger seat with the video rendering, and then I get home at 8:30 or 8:15 or whatever it is, and then I drag and drop the video and do all the upload practices, and then my day is done. So it's like I'm always doing so much that sometimes, unfortunately, I might miss a detail, such as not calling it the chocolate room or making a subtle mistake like that. And believe me, things like that, when I see the mistake afterward, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. Why did I make that mistake? No, I didn't mean to make that mistake. No, I didn't want to do that. And I know it's called the chocolate room, but it just needs to be alive, right? So it is what it is. I mean, everything's going to be okay. Another thing I did is I moved these boxes up here, and then I brought all this stuff over here. And the reason I came up here is because this is another thing I want to try and start doing when we get back, is just building a lot of this stuff. We still have these sets ready for the medieval area, and that big order that I keep talking about has all of the material for mills plating the medieval area. So I want to get that going, and I also want to do the rebrickable model for this bad boy right here. And then we have the parts ready to go for a different model, custom one that we're going to build that we've had picked for so long, and it's the French Cafe. And there was another rebrickable model. Oh no, maybe it's just the 2. Yeah, I think it's just the 2, but then there's all this other stuff. Oh yeah, no, there's another one. It's right here. It's the medieval one. And then I just got to hammer out this backlog as well. Just got to get her done. But there's more stuff all the way, and there's more stuff coming out in September. Holy cow. Here we go. This is sort of like behind the scenes on my YouTube channel. So the video that came out today was this one here, September preview. And Italian Riviera I got marked as unlisted right there, so that's going to come out after today. And then I've got all these videos, Train Yard, Black Pearl, Nike sets and display, bringing the kids to the studio, building another Lego display that I still need to make the thumbnail for, but we've got all those scheduled, ready to go for while we're away on vacation, which is pretty nuts. And I can't say that those types of videos, like developing a train yard and developing the Italian Riviera and building a new display, moving all that stuff around a million times, I can't say that those types of videos are like low effort, you know? It's not like I'm banging that video out in an hour. Like it's taken me like a long time to get this stuff going. But it's been fun, like it's been fun. It's crazy, it's fun. I love it. I'm full on addicted to being here and grinding out. But you know what? My wife and my kids and I, we're going away for a week. And this is sort of sad to say, but this is the first time ever since my kids have been born 3 years ago that I am going to be spending a week with them, like undivided attention. Like, I didn't do that when they were born. I was working. I've never done that. And we've never really brought them on a week holiday. So I'm very excited about spending an entire week with my family, undivided attention. It's going to be very cool. And I'm pretty excited. And then when we get back, we're going to try and take care of a lot of this, but Mrs. Bricksie and I have something that we're going to be doing at the end of September. Stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for some little vlogaroo style stuff because we're going somewhere pretty exciting with the kids and we plan on filming a few vlogs. I'm not going to be bringing my camera with the microphone and all that and sticking the camera in the face and filming every little aspect of our trip because that's just work. But I'm probably just going to use my phone because I don't feel like being mic'd up when I'm on vacation, but I'm probably just going to bring my phone and, well, obviously I'm going to bring my phone, but I'm probably just going to film some clips and try and put a couple vlogs together while we're away. I don't know. It's not the end of the world. We like doing that because, for example, when the kids were born, I made a vlog. When we went to Disney World, we made a vlog. When we went to Universal, we made a vlog. So it's fun. Going back and watching those videos is a lot of fun. Especially the kids, when the kids are born, I commonly go back and I look at that video. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cool. I get to relive this experience. It's another reason why I like making those types of videos for me personally. And I think it's fun to share as well. That's really about it. Just wanted to touch base before I go on holidays, even though I'll be back probably tomorrow on YouTube here. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you so much for coming on by. Farewell. Bye for now.